So my name's Corey Estrada. I'm the head baseball coach here at Miami Springs Senior High School. To my right, I have Adrian Henriquez, class of 2027, and Taylor Anchetta, class of 2027 as well. Obviously, you never want to make it to this stage and lose, but you know what? I'm not one for moral victories. We're happy that we got to this point after last year. And I'm proud of my team for battling today. Right? We face a really good arm, a really good experienced team, and we were in the game to the last inning. You know, and that's all we can ask for our boys, to go out there and give 100%, and give us a chance to be in the ballgame.
Coach, can you talk about the approaches you guys have to plate against a pitcher like that, and you were able to work as a count on him a bunch of times? He didn't give up many hits at all this season. You guys were able to
he had almost as many hits today as he gave up all season.
Yeah, obviously it helped knowing coming into the game who we were going to face, right? We saw him last year in the state championship, you know, so we had some time to prepare for him. Obviously, batting practice the last couple of days has been, focusing on being able to hit some velo. And like I said, I'm proud of my guys. They put up, I think, 10 hits. I know we had 10 hits on the board. I don't know if they were all on him, but to put up eight hits on a guy like that, that's impressive for our guys. Unfortunately, we had opportunities to probably score some more runs, and he was able to barrel down and get out of some tough jams. But at the end of the day, I'm proud of my guys for battling against an arm
Taylor,
like that.
can you speak to that? What you were trying to do with him at the plate? What were you trying to make him work hard, and what were you trying to do with that pitcher?
For me, my approach was mostly just to be ready early, and because I knew he was throwing hard, and I knew he was going to be throwing hard. So, like in the past practices, my main focus was just having my arms back, being ready early.
Just talking about coach, there's a lot of guys on the championship team. For this group to come back and be as resilient as they were throughout the playoff run and everything to get back to this point, can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, obviously it's tough when you win a state championship and you lose 12 guys off your roster to be able to bounce back the next year. It's always tough for guys like that. And this year we had one senior on the field. So again, for us being a heavy junior and sophomore team, for us to get to this opportunity, it's a great accomplishment for these boys. And we feel like we have the right pieces to kind of be back in this position next year.
Corey, late March, early April, you guys were really struggling big time. I mean, if you said you'd be in the state Final Four, they would call everybody crazy. Well, how did you keep it together? What got it turned around in the right direction? Adrian, I'll let you speak to that as well, but Corey first.
I think it's a testament to our coaching staff, right? They make sure the boys stayed level-headed and realized that we do have the key pieces to make a strong run. Throughout the season, these are kids, and sometimes their attention span goes up and down. And I think going into the latest season, I don't want to say they were bored, but they knew the playoffs were coming, and us, we just kept telling them, play hard. We're gonna be in the mix at the end of the year, and the boys were able to see the opportunities in front of them, and they were able to focus. And going into the regionals as an 8th seed and making it to where we're at now, it's great on their part for being able to focus. Obviously, us as coaches, we push them as much as possible, but the kids are the ones that go out there and play.
Can you speak to that as well?
Yeah, we had the pieces. We were struggling, but we were able to bounce back. We knew we had the team, the kids, to be able to get this far. It was a great accomplishment for such a young team that we have.
Speak on how you guys were part of this last year. How did that?
Yeah, coming from last year, it felt awesome actually, from winning last year, and then coming back here, we want to do it again, obviously. But we face a very experienced team, and it was a battle. It was a good game.
Corey, talk a little bit about the transition that you had from assistant coach and then you took over the program this year, and how proud you are of how you guys, losing all those seniors. You're right back here again this year. Talk about that.
Yeah, obviously it's tough as a program when you lose other pieces other than players, but I'm happy that the guys stuck with it. They see what our program can offer, and the few pieces that we had come in, right, they came to play in these style of games, right? The kids that stayed and believed in the process, they stayed to be able to play in these kind of games. So it's rewarding for us as a program, as a staff, and for the players to be able to see the hard work that they've put in and what our program is able to provide for them, right? And it's to be able to play in these style of games.
Your second stint, Corey, as a head coach this year, you were at American. What did you learn about yourself? What did you learn from American that you brought with you this year that you were pleased that what did you learn? What did you do differently?
Well, obviously, those prior years, I was a lot younger than I was now, right? And then I spent some years as an assistant, so you get to kind of see both sides of the aspects of coaching, right? And one thing I learned is to be able to depend on your staff to make us a good program, right? One of the key acquisitions was bringing in Joe Alvarez, which has been great for me, right? You can never do this on your own, especially when you have a big program, right? You need good assistant coaches that believe in what you're trying to provide, right? And I guess that's kind of what made the transition a little easier, right? Obviously, I've learned things from working with the previous staff, and we just kind of kept the ball rolling and implemented that with what we have now, and it was kind of like a match made in heaven.
Guys, you let me know what you need. Good. Guys, appreciate your time. Thank you so much.